Hey, what's up, witches? It's me, Luna, weapon in hand for a true unboxing. And there's a little bit of a tale that comes with this. Nearly a week ago, I uploaded a video, and later that night, there was a friend over, and I heard my phone go pooting, and I looked and I saw that someone had sent me a donation on PayPal. And I thought, oh, how wonderful, and then I promptly forgot about it. So 2 days ago, I ordered a deck that I've been looking at for a while because it's the beginning of the month, and then the next day, actually last night I was doing my live stream and I remembered, oh, someone sent me a donation and I forgot to say thank you. So I looked it up, and this person had tried to buy me a deck off my wish list and couldn't get it to work. So they just sent me a donation on PayPal and told me what deck they wanted. And lo and behold, that deck was the deck that I had just ordered, and it arrived today. So yeah, that was kind of magical. This is a deck that was gifted to me from Kyle Mackenzie, the Sacred She Tarot, and I'm very much looking forward to this. This is by Ma Deva Padma, and she is the artist and author of the Osho Zen Tarot, which is just a standalone deck. There's nothing else like it. It's amazing, and her artwork is incredible. She also did the Tao Oracle, beautiful as well. Not quite as what do I want to say, like connected, hooked in as the Osho Zen, but that's the difference between the Tao and Buddhism to me. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we have here. And as you can see, I mean, it is hot off my front porch. All right. I am being treated to sunlight today, and it's so very welcome. Let me scooch up. Okay, we have a snappy box, the Sacred She Tarot Deck and Guidebook, a universal guide to the heart of being. Ma Deva Padma, creator of Osho Zen Tarot and Tao Oracle. This is from Beyond Words and Atria. I get really confused about all the imprints from certain publishers that are on things, but you know, not really mine to suss out. Includes 78 cards and a 232-page guidebook. Wow! With every breath that we are taking, so goes the world that is our making. That's very good. From world-renowned tarot artist and authority Ma Deva Padma, the Sacred She Tarot Deck and Guidebook is your guide through the transition out of an exhausted old world order into the heart of being. So welcome. Presented in a traditional format of 78 stunningly illustrated cards, this deck focuses on universal themes by replacing the major and minor arcana with the suits of spirit, earth, fire, air, and water, and incorporating reflective quotes from contemporary visionaries and wisdom keepers. I always appreciate that. Tarot adepts and beginners alike will find the Sacred She Tarot to be a valuable divination tool and a conduit of understanding, lovingly crafted to encourage balance, introspection, and psychological and spiritual growth for all genders and walks of life. This deck will help you tune into new insights and self-awareness. The Sacred She is here, and she is within everyone. So you can go to beyondword.com to see what else the publisher has to offer, and they have a lot to offer. Look at this beautiful magenta, and we have a book that's oriented the same way. So this is like the Tao Oracle and the Osho Zen, oriented the same way. I'll be interested to see how the sizes compare. Let's take a look. Oh, here we go. Yeah, a slight bit of over packaging here. We take the deck out, and it is in a separate tuck box. A little excessive. But let's take a look at the book. On the back it says, "Come with me. You are me. We cannot separated be. This journey is both yours and mine. May we rise and soar outside of time. With every breath that we are taking, so goes the world that is our making." I love it so far. Uh-oh. Hey, oh, looky what happened. There's a misprint. This page, this front leaf, got folded. How interesting. Well, okay, so when I'm doing beading, particularly these bead boxes I'm making that take a long, long time and have several thousand beads in them, there's a thing I call the spirit bead. And it's the mistake. I make a mistake. The last one that I made did not have any, so I had to install a spirit bead. And it's the thing that keeps it from being locked into perfection. It's like the gap that lets the light through. So I feel that way about this. I feel this makes my copy unique. All right, we have special acknowledgments, introduction about the contributors and working with the sacred she, and then we have the cards, a selection of spreads about the creator. So let's go there first. I always like to honor, the person that has taken the time out of their life and channeled their talents for me. I might not read this whole thing. Madeva Padma, Susan Bernard Morgan, was born near Boston. Now I want to look up that name and see if she's done anything under that. Was born near Boston, grew up in the suburb of Wellesley, and began drawing as soon as she could hold a crayon. Her innate talents were recognized and encouraged by various art teachers early on. She attended the New England School of Art and the Boston Museum School of Fine Arts, but was impatient to find her own creative path. She married a musician soon after, became a mother. With baby in tow, she worked as an illustrator for underground newspapers. In 1971, her quest for meaning and greater purpose in life led her to the psychic Greg Tiffin, whose life reading sessions turned her Harvard Square counterculture existence upside down. For a time, she attended Claudio Naranjo's Gestalt therapy sessions. Thanks to Richard Alpert, Ram Dass, she learned of the Buddha's Eightfold Path and sampled different forms of meditation. Drawn to the eclectic mix of consciousness-raising techniques that Oscar Ichazo had merged into his human potential movement, she moved to New York City. There she painted large yantra mandalas, specified by Ichazo for use in his advanced trainings. As her spiritual quest deepened, her attention shifted toward Eastern mysticism. Along with thousands of seekers, she traveled to India seeking wisdom from an authentic source. In Mumbai, she attended talks by J. Krishnamurti, and in 1975 became a disciple of Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, later called Osho. For many years, Padma considered his commune in India to be her forever home. Shortly before Osho's death, he invited Padma to illustrate his Zen teachings in a set of tarot cards based upon his discourses on Zen Buddhism. 4 years later, this work was produced as Osho Zen Tarot, the transcendental game of Zen, a deck that is enjoyed by millions today. Padma then left India for New Zealand, where she began a 7-year project devoted to illustrating the Chinese classic I Ching as a set of 64 oracle cards and accompanying book known as Tao Oracle, an illuminated new approach to the I Ching, published in 2002. Her decks are considered timeless classics and continue to stand out among the many hundreds of tarot and oracle decks worldwide. I would concur with that. Padma lives and works with her artist husband, Ashika, at their studio in Australia. Her fine art has been exhibited in the US, Europe, and Asia. She's a prolific painter, art teacher, mentor, and inspiring speaker on incorporating sacred art and tarot into daily practice for deepening self-awareness and furthering meditation and encouraging well-being. All right, that was worth reading. I like to know, I think you can start to key into the voice of a particular deck when you know where the artist is coming from and what their background is. And you also just get a line on that person's vibe to begin with, I think. I do anyway. Okay, let's look at the intro. Wow. Okay, so we have, we've got the cards and then a selection of spreads. But then we break down, there's a separate section, the cards, so you can look up each individual card by name and page number. That's kind of nice. See, ease of use. To the countless women who have since the beginning of time devoted their hearts and souls toward nurturing and bettering the world, the sacred she tarots created in your nameless names. I won't read them all. Okay, the sacred she is the third and most personal of my tarot and oracle card offspring. Creating this body of work afforded me a precious opportunity to reflect upon my life's journey of seeking and understanding and conscious awareness, and then illustrating it and expressing it in words. The timing is right for the sacred Shi Tarot to offer soulful nourishment and clarity as we transition out of an exhausted old world order, burdened under the weight of yang or male dominance. The sacred Shi aims to help right that balance by illuminating a path towards self-respect, joy, and inner peace, no matter your gender. Each of us contains both light and dark aspects. Working toward balancing these opposing forces within ourselves and in the wider world honors the wholeness of being human. So talking about loosening the grip of these old belief systems and, the old paradigms of male and female. Now is the time for us all to come to the table to bring whatever we have to offer, to simply show up and be fully present. The voice speaking through this work resounds in many tongues, across oceans and continents, between peoples of every age, color, gender, nationality, and belief. And this woman has experienced many of them. Without fail, the sacred She points us toward the heart of being. She is within everyone. And then about the contributors. Numerous friends, mentors, and kindred spirits have generously given permission to be quoted in this book. Many are fellow travelers on the spiritual path. Some I've known for nearly half a century. Like seashells and wildflowers gathered over the course of this lifetime and tucked away in my heart. Okay. The contributors to this project are soulful partners in an expanding and much-needed realm of wisdom keepers. Right. Feminine power is infinitely precious, imbued with life, spirit, intuition, tenderness, and a ferocity of purpose and protection. Much of my work has been to support women, enabling them to acknowledge and trust this enigmatic presence, and to call forth age-old wisdom without fear or embarrassment, or being terrified of speaking up and being seen. While developing Sacred She, I awoke one morning with a message clearly spoken from within. It simply said, invite many voices to join in this work. And so she sent out a please join me email, asking them to briefly respond to an artwork. Everyone was happy to play along. Their varied responses surpassed my expectations, brought moments of hallelujah and gratitude, and an upwelling of fond memories. Following each card's text in this book, the contributions from friends and luminaries appear in italics, and a list of contributors at the back. The invitation concluded with, my aim is for the wisdom gathered from all of us to support others in their life journey. Please, no quotes or references to old or new masters. There's plenty of Buddha, Osho, Rumi, etc. out in the collective. We are a living legacy, and the time for us to speak up and share is now. I love that. I love that. So the wisdom here, coming down the lineages from these spiritual masters, is now in this deck speaking through modern voices. Oh, okay, working with the Sacred She. It's not simply a deck of cards, but is having the capacity to prompt your inner voice. Yes. Then we have suit colors. And she's talking about turning off your devices as I sit here in front of a computer. But there's a purpose. Suit colors are spirit is purple, earth green, fire red, air gray, and water blue. And then she kind of talks a little bit about each of those, the majors and the minors. Spirit, suit of consciousness, spiritual evolution, contemplation, transformation, karma, and wisdom, commonly known as the major arcana. And then we have a format that is very familiar from Osho Zen. Okay, I'm vibrating. I can't wait to get into the deck. Okay, so here we go. We have the little tuck box that is matte and a little difficult to open. See, this is redundant to me, and I know they do it because they think, oh, that way you can kind of take the deck with you somewhere, but would you really be taking it somewhere in a box like this? This box is going to fall apart. So I will use my matte tape and do it, shore it up as I do. Here are the backs. They're beautiful. I love the way she does all these little delicate, I can feel the meditation. You can see that they are non-directional. They're equally, the backs, can't tell which way they're facing. All right, words are hard. Look at the color. Look at the color. I've been very fixated on my intensely colorful decks lately because, you know, we're in a time of kind of stark not color. So here is the beginning, the 0 card. Look at these wings. Look at the rainbow and the clouds. I mean, what, just to sit and look at this card and just feel where it takes you. She has the gift of light beyond a shadow of a doubt. See what I did there? Here's alchemy as the magician. We've got this sacred geometry and a wheel. And we have, look at the fire. There's the earth, there's the water, there's the air, an eagle. Wow. Oops. So they're going to stick to each other a little bit because they're matte. Here's the unknowable for the High Priestess. That's just beautiful. And while these are not one-to-one images with Rider-Waite, and she said they weren't going to be, or Waite-Smith, sorry, we do have echoes. And the crescent moon's repeating here. I love this face and the star. Look at these like lotuses right at the lips. And the heart and the solar plexus. These are like chakras going up. Wow, Mother Nature, here she is. Look at this. The detail, you guys. I have my focus fixed right now. But I may have to unfix it so you can see the detail on the box. Hold on. You still can't really see it, but every leaf here just has incredible detail. Unreal. So again, what I get is the investment of her time. I mean, I get the Empress for sure and Mother Nature. There's so much to see. And yes, this could be wall-sized. And I don't think you'd still see everything. Amazing. Just amazing. But like I said, you can feel the investment of her care and her love, her work. Wow. And here is order. Look at the difference. Formlessness, form and manifestation. This is the force. The structure of the universe, the vastness of space, and this Buddha hand and the... I like the renamings. Mother Nature, order, wisdom keeper. Oh, her faces are so calm and deep and wise. Look at this. From the incredible detail of Mother Nature to this, love. What does this tell us? How very, very simple the concept of love is, the reality of love. Look at these two flames bending into one. Turning point. So that's the Chariot. I love all the rainbows. And I love this idea of a turning point, a shift, a transition out of the woods into a clear path. Wow. Compassion, there's strength. Yeah. I mean, that's certainly what strength is. When you feel compassion, you're feeling very calm in yourself. And that is felt by the other. And I love that it's like a huge crocodile instead of a lion. And this child. Oh, I could go on. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit quicker now. Solitude is the hermit. Wow. This is hitting me deep. I love it. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. Change. Balancing is justice. Look at this feather teetering, the yin yang, the sun and moon. I just really love how she is bringing forth the essence of these. The Hanged Man, looky, waking up. Transitioning is the Death card. Wow. Then we have Karma. So Karma is temperance. A lot of times we get Karma as the Death card. I think it's in the Old Path Tarot that it's not the devil, or is it the devil? I think it's death. It's called Karma. Anyway, look how beautiful. The devil is repression. Oh, look at the eyes. They're black with these tiny. So much said there. Crisis is Tower. Look at this. A tempest in a teacup. Literally. Here's understanding, the star. From these incredibly detailed, and I keep going back to Mother Nature because, that's kind of set up our expectations of this incredible detail. But Mother Nature called for it. The web of life is so very intricate, and just the style of art carries that information. Then you look at the star and understanding, and how very simple it can be when you get to that, I get it. Wow. The moon is anxiety. That's interesting. And the sun is joy. Oh. She's such an exquisite artist. I mean, she can do anything. Look how soft and joyful. Judgment is liberation, liberating the heart up out of the clouds, and then wisdom is the final major arcanum, the world card. Look at that eye looking back. Dang. Okay, here we go. Earth, roots. Be here now. So much to be said on every single one. Cooperation. The 4 is consuming. Oh, think about the 4 of Pentacles. Grasping, trying to hold resources in place. And look at this. I really like this a lot more. Consuming. Look at that. Swallowing the earth. Holy shit. The 5 of Earth is perseverance. So again, you still feel the essence. This is really going to benefit you if you have the Waite-Smith system in place, but you don't need to, because look at this beautiful bright rainbow bird in the middle of this cold and snowy place. I'm still here. I'm holding the line. Generosity is the 6. Yes. So again, you get that essence of the 6 of Pentacles. The 7 is timing. There are things that you just have to wait on. And that is the timing of every other part of the universe. So here's the 8, labor of love. And look at all the hands from Australia. And look at, Japanese art. There's Van Gogh, Frida Kahlo. There's Egypt, Buddhist art, Botticelli. It's just the skill, the things that people do with their incredible hands and their incredible inspiration. But labor of love, what a perfect title. Satisfaction is the 9 of Pentacles. Look at her. This is the satisfaction brought him back part of the curiosity killed the cat thing. Privilege. Oh my. Is that ever a call out? That is fantastic. I love the morning glories. But look at the gate. Wow. That brings another whole dimension in. Now we don't have quartz. Yay! Yay! Osho Zen has quartz. They're wonderful, but because they have titles as well. But no quartz. Honesty. Look at all these decorated eggs. Explore. Support and respect. Oh, look at him. Look at him. And I love that we have a sacred she deck that is not all women. It is viewing the entirety, like she said, no matter what gender you are, viewing the entirety of creation as it is through this lens of the sacred feminine. Oh, this is a standing O deck, you guys. Inspiration. Focus. She is so good at communicating in such an impactful way. Refresh. Dance. I'm not even going to relate them to the standard anymore, because why do you need to? Look at competition. Oh, look at the faces. Triumph. That's wonderful. Taking your bows. I mean, what a great update. Adaptability. Self-confidence. Look at the key. Resistance. Stonewall. Stonewalling. Holy shit. Overload. Look at that. These are just magnificent. Self-expression. Intention. So we see the vibe, of the quartz, but thank God they're not called quartz. Spontaneity. There's the queen. She's pregnant. Really? With her cat. I love it. And integrity. Oh, my. Clarity. This takes me to the Voyager deck in the crystal suit. Restraint. Okay. Look at the knots here. And it's called restraint. So we don't get a blindfold. We don't get denial. That idea of just holding yourself back. Heartbreak. Yeah. Look at these straight lines. That's very interesting. Rest. Yeah. Arrogance, the Five of Swords. So, rather than like the abuse of power, yeah, here's my idea. I'm better than you. Departure. Tree is broken, but we have the bird bringing in this green leaf. Deception. Oh, yeah. A wolf in sheep's clothing. That says it. Blame is the 8. Yeah. Wow. Blame is our self-created prison. It keeps us externally focused on the problem rather than what is my part in it, what is my response. Exquisite. 9 is fear. So the moon was anxiety, and this is straight up fear. Those are interesting ones. Those are the two that aren't quite jiving for me, because I would think, fear is much more primal than anxiety. Anyway, that's a place where teaching is going to come in, I'm sure. Then we have grief. Oh, goodness. that hits hard. Well, we've experienced 2 losses this week. Scrutiny is number 11. Determination. Perfection. And power. Holy mackerel. Look at this. Look at the cityscape, the skyline. Look at the red-tipped sword. Ah. Wow. Here's flow. Union. Harmony. Frozen. Oh my. Wow. Disappointment. Passion. Thank you for that. You know, usually this is that memories of childhood and stuff, but look, this takes it in a whole nother direction. And I really love it. This is the Yoni Yantra. You know, the union. I love that. Choices. All right, now, and then we get a very solid reference to Wade Smith with the 7 of Cups. Choices. Separation. Okay, the 8. Oh, man. Each individually tied up in knots. Indulgence. That too, that idea of overindulgence of okay, this takes me back to the star codes, Astro Oracle, where in the Taurus card she says, clarify your hunger. This talks about craving. We're trying to fill a void here by indulging. You know, it's not like abundance, and it's not necessarily the negative, but that definitely brings forth the idea of trying to feed ourselves, you know, to compensate for an emotional void. Here's the 10 is gratitude. And I can feel it when I look at the card. 11 is imagination. They're looking at that ship. 12 is Voyager. Oh. 13 is intuition. There's my girl. Queen of Cups is my card as an INFJ. And then Dreamweaver. Look at this. Hi, Pie-Wacket. All right. So I'm realizing I'm so excited about this deck. And Kyle, thank you so much. I can't wait to do this reading because the synchronicity that brought this deck in, you know, it's already at work. But I realized I was so excited about the deck, I never even took the frickin' Amazon box off the bed. So, yeah. All right, let's have a blessing. And let me get a little tuned in here. I think I need a little something attractive to strike matches on. So I don't have to have this whole box sitting here all the time. Oops. Okay, I need to center myself. The energy's already really high. Okay. By air and fire, may you be purified and charged and inspired, and, you know, may the light shine in vision. And then by water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. Let's get the book too. And by the sound of the bell, ooh, may the spirit awaken. I hit that with the wooden end, so I may have to drop the volume way down so I don't kill you guys. May the spirit awaken, guides and guardians, allies and ancestors. Welcome. thank you for being here. And I ask that blessings be sent to Kyle Mackenzie for this incredible deck, and that send my guides to your guides, Kyle, so they can hook up and bring through a message for you today. All right. I offer you fresh water. I offer the fire of Azrael to bring the spirit of divination forth. Offer to that muse. All right. It's a good size deck. The stock, I don't know, not too bad. It might be pretty much like Osho Zen. I mean, that is the same publisher, I believe, for all of... Oh, yeah, man. I'm so relieved. That would have been such a turd in the bird bath, you know? All right. So let's shuffle and start tuning in to Kyle and what message he needs. Come on. One more and then I will cut shuffle. But it's such a relief to know that things are getting mixed up. They want one more. Okay, sorry. I want one more. Oops. All right, we're going to try it one more time. All right. I'm not taking that as a jumper. Now, let's really tune into Kyle and see what message is available. They don't cut quite so well. They riffle beautifully, but they don't really, being that matte, they don't really slide against each other. So fanning powder would certainly, fanning powder would certainly solve that problem. You can also, of course, cut them this way, and that's fine too. Okay, this will be the last one. All righty. First one out is honesty, which is the page of earth. Honesty, change, fear. Then we have Mother Nature and the Dream Weaver and inspiration at the bottom. Okay, so sorry, I got to get things laid out so they're pleasing to me. All right. So honesty comes out first, and as the page of earth, so I'm going to go intuitive first. It brings up the phrase "start where you are" to me, which says be honest about how things are actually manifest now, not like how you want them to be, or that, but just to say, all right, this is the reality of it. And when you can accept the reality of it, you are then in the power position. Things are changing, and we have change and fear. So there is change going on, and of course change brings fear because we don't really know what's on the other side a lot of the time. And when we find things changing, all the fear starts kicking up. So those are the things we need to address. And I mean, change and fear, it says that when change starts happening, it can kick up fears, but it also says that, when you're fearful, this too shall pass. So, and then we have Mother Nature and the Dream Weaver. So we come from kind of acceptance of the reality of things down to Mother Nature, where we have the manifestation of everything. Everything is available to us. So looking at what resources you have to draw on, and the Dream Weaver is, okay, what am I going to do with this fear? How do I want things to change? Look, we've got the two majors over here. How do I want things to change? How do I want them to manifest? Here's the way they are now, and it's generating fear. So I need something to change. How is it that I want it to appear to me? What is it that I want to be able to put my hand to? Mother Nature is physical manifestation, and that means something I can put my hand to, reality, not just an idea. And if it is a change of idea, then you need to look at how that change will affect your physical surroundings and your physical resources. Mother Nature, the form of things. And Dreamweaver says, okay, I need to change my mind. Dealing with the fear here. I mean, you look at his face and you only see it in profile, and he's looking into this cup with a frog in it. Look at this child sleeping peacefully on his chest. There's a lamb that's peacefully asleep, black cat that's all comfortable, and a parrot on his shoulder with we've got water in the background. So there's the, it's the king of water, king of cups. So he's looking deeply into things. So the fear, it's saying here, you need to look deeply into that fear and the emotional source. Look deeply into, and a lot of the time, I would say even most of the time, the things that we fear are what we're creating in our head around them. And if we really look at the thing, in the light of day, we'll see something very, very different. It reduces, it minimizes. So there's kind of a thing here that says what you do with your mind can either minimize these fears or they can make them expand. But coming out of that place of fear, the emotionally in touch person you're going to look into you. Here's you, Kyle. You're going to look in and go, okay, where is this coming from? What pattern is this directing me to recognize? And then at the bottom here, we get inspired to create change, to begin. All right, let's look up fire. Here we go, honesty. This is going to be a long video, you guys. The honest egg we all recognize is essentially perfect, containing both untapped potential and great nourishment. Its innate simplicity needs no embellishment. In human terms, the honest eggs, I like this, honest eggs, are unpretentious persons of integrity who are simply at home in themselves. So she is talking about people here with these cards. And I want to go back just real quick to see what she says about the minors and if she mentions quartz. Okay, there are no court cards because all cards share equal significance. Their symbolic imagery vividly conveys meaning, with each card carrying its own weights. Cards that are commonly depicted as pages, knights, queens, and kings are simply numbered sequentially after the 10 in each suit, with the greater numbers no more important than the lesser ones. Okay. A reference key appears on the bottom of the card texts that correlates to equivalent cards from two classic tarots. Unknown to most, these tarot decks were channeled and illustrated by women whose names were unacknowledged for many years, without the devotion and significant talents. Okay, Pamela Coleman Smith and Lady Frida Harris. All right, so she talks about that. Anyway, okay, we digress. Their uncomplicated, clear-cut manner and tell-it-like-it-is approach needs no elaboration. Typically, the introverted, ordinary eggs of our world are overlooked amid the splendid, extroverted ones. But there are times when their quiet approach is what is most needed, and that can have a reassuring influence. This card calls for simplifying, appreciating moderation, and becoming aware of the seemingly insignificant little things. Pay attention to the perspective offered by a no-nonsense person of integrity who will tell it like it is, even if it hurts. If you're looking to make friends and influence others, and what you stand for isn't favored by popular opinion, then forthrightness will likely be a problem. For outspoken honesty is off-putting to those who expect a polished presentation that appeals to the status quo before they will listen. When the time for small talk is over, truthfulness is what is called for. If it causes your standing to diminish in the eyes of others, so be it. Turn their dismissal into an opportunity to shed any fears you may have of not being good enough, smart enough, sophisticated, educated, or important enough. Instead, focus inward to acknowledge and respect your own truth. Your authenticity is more than sufficient. It is luminous. Honestly, and here's the quote from one of the people that she invited to share. Honestly, it's been a very distracting week, and I'm not able to focus well. All I can say is that in my life, honesty delivered gently has paved the way for intimacy and trust. Honesty delivered gently. Okay. So, going in an entirely different direction than I was taking it in, and it's because of the earth thing. When she's talking about honesty and communication, I feel like fire and air. But this is taking me to a new definition of honesty. I notice how I'm kind of moving these cards down. Okay, so honest with yourself, honest with someone else is what's called for in the situation. And, when I do this spread, I'm finding just all kinds of different ways to read. And this center axis is always important, honesty and inspiration. So let's go there next. Moments of inspiration are exceptional. They flash unexpectedly like a comet streaking across the night sky, and they initiate change. The bright ideas spawned by inspiration accelerate growth, expand vision, and bring clarity. This brilliant occasion is ripe with potential that supercharges thinking outside the box, setting the stage for something utterly unique to take shape. Stimulating new concepts will break through old patterns while clarifying something previously left in the dark, vague, or in doubt. What once seemed impossible can now be faced with renewed energy and a greater sense of purpose. You're empowered to tread confidently into uncharted territory, and in doing so, you will inspire others to follow your lead. I'm going to skip now to this quote. Okay, enlightened thought effortlessly shines without prejudice or preference. Let's read this part. Inspiration is the act of breathing the divine into the body. Inspiration. Respiration is breathing, right? Part of my practice involves working with dancers as both a teacher and choreographer and acting as a catalyst for them to remember their beauty. Through opening into inspired experience, the body expresses its sacred nature in a myriad of ways. This is fierce grace that demands the fire of courage to fully surrender to inspiration that arises from the unknowable depths of being. Okay, so this inspiration that comes in, sometimes there's fear when inspiration comes in because we don't know if our idea, if that inspiration is weird, if it measures up, if we are up to the challenge of delivering that inspiration into a manifest form, into a form, something we can put our hand to. All right, let's go to change. I'm not going to read through all of everything. The prospect of life changes. The prospect of life changes can freak us out. Boy, howdy. We go to psychics, mediums, card readers, and astrologers to predict and safeguard against the future. Yet change is the constant we all share and must live with. Our every breath is its harbinger. If your self-confidence solely depends on the constancy of your environment, your relationships, your body, then you are depending on a soap bubble. Denial of life's changing nature is like living in a sandcastle that requires constant shoring up against the certainty of an incoming tide. Whether living in a penthouse, a yurt, or a shack, we are all subject to forces beyond our control that can leave heartbreak, chaos, and insecurity in their wake. Accepting the inevitability of change heightens the awareness of life as transitory. This inclusive perspective, I'm thinking of that Four of Pentacles again. Make it stay, make it stop. Okay, this inclusive perspective values the present in a totally new light, revealing this moment as where life is actually happening, and only this moment. When the unknown next is no longer projected as a problem, fear, a mindful response rather than a fearful reaction becomes possible. Accepting change as the way existence constantly transforms itself helps to bring us into the fullness of now. We're all in the midst of sweeping global and personal changes, and our options are clear. Stubbornly attempt to replicate the good old days, or face reality as it is and quantum leap into unexplored territory. The quote is, "One of the ways I divert from the real possibility of a contraction into fear is to feel the ways in which I am not alone. We are all here tottering on the edge, consciously or not. We are dangling, hanging, grasping, swinging, and sometimes just letting go." So if change has been bringing up the fear, the changes that we are going through on this planet, politically, climate change, all of it, then, where do we go? So the gentle honesty here is, here's what's actually happening. So now we're kind of expanding into a collective reading as well. Then we have Mother Nature. And you know what I'm also really digging? Do you see how this book just lays open? That is something I never would have thought of. But suddenly the convenience of the fact that I open this book and it stays that way, mostly, is amazing. Mother Nature's creation is limitless and inconceivably diverse. No administration or bureaucracy is needed for her to modify the overall pattern. I will try to speak English here in a second. To support equilibrium. She breathes life into every aspect of her magnificent conception. From humans to viruses, all serve life's purpose to propagate, grow, evolve. It is natural. Our shared home, this earth, is her inspiration. Here, all elements merge and mingle in an elegant balance of the finely tuned ecosystems that we know as the web of life. I like that all elements merge, because in the vastness of space and in formlessness, they are undifferentiated. They are all there just as a big energy pool, right? And then the elements, as we know them, separate out as we come down onto this earth plane. Having long believed ourselves to be the planet's most intelligent life form, we've failed to appreciate that we are but a tiny part of her cosmic creation. The idea of taming or conquering nature exposes our hubris and immaturity that has tipped her delicate balance into troubling territory. There's that fear of change here. By invoking her remedy, we face extreme upheaval as she heals the damage done by our foolishness. To the extent that we've abused the natural order, the more demanding is our task to correct it. This applies as much to our personal relationships as it does to the environment. Treat these challenges as opportunities for learning and healing. Figure out how to nurture nature. Take responsibility for the choices you make in supporting the exquisite intelligence of the natural world. Mother Nature always has the last word. Low tide, the glory of gathering medicinal seaweeds in the earliest morning light. Behold the magnificence, the herbs of the sea swirling, dancing at my feet. A starfish. Untold beauty engulfs me. Now I am encircled in yellow brilliance, a field of flowering St. John's wort. I imbibe its offering of solace, calm, safety, peace. Yes, I am uplifted just sitting here in deepest reverence for her creation. Yeah. And I just noticed what she was saying here in the book. At the bottom, it says RWS, the Empress, THH. THH. Thoth Tarot. Thoth. That's kind of weird. Okay, I guess. Anyway, it tells you what the card is. That's lovely. All right. Dreamweaver. Yeah. Meet the heartful sage of the watery realm of emotions. This poet weaves tales of love and loss from the intersection of dreams and reality. Although he can stretch truth in service of a good story, should his intention be misunderstood, he may take it to heart, become dejected, or withdraw for a time to brood. Later, like sunshine after the storm, the light-hearted companion returns with all hurts forgotten. Alone time is essential for weavers of dreams and is best spent communing with nature. The natural world is the inspiration and source of his overflowing creativity. When there is a need to refuel the spirit or heal the body, he finds sustenance near the water. He respects children, birdsong, the wind in trees, the feel of a stone washed smooth by time and tides. Once he commits his heart to anything or anyone, it is lasting. A passion for a philosophy, a cause, or a partner invokes enthusiastic and childlike devotion. A champion of the underdog and a friend to the oppressed. He works tirelessly to serve. He displays the strength and fragility of the heart. He can be taken for granted. This is the guy that will give you the shirt off his back to anyone in need. You can depend on him for help in a crisis. He asks you that you not overthink your intuition. Express compassion toward others and understand that changes in the natural world play a vital role in your own life. And with a twinkle in his eye, he whispers, save room for miracles. Follow your dreams. They know the way. Okay. So there's something for you to bring out into the world here. And you have a message to bring. You have a gentle honesty to bring to the world. It's born of fear and the fear of change that's happening on the planet. But you have a service, your gift, your intuition, and the form that it takes will serve humanity. You're inspired. Let these things that are kind of keeping you fearful inspire you to dream them into a form that can inspire others. So when they were talking about him being a poet, totally, poet, artist, whatever you do creatively, that needs to be channeled into a form because it's inspired and inspiring, and it can bring an honesty forth gently that rather than, catalyzing fear of change in others, it can actually inspire. When artists put their own personal journey through pain out there, it's going to resonate with so many people. When you are grounded authentically in your pain, your fear, your trauma, your own authentic story, which is where your authentic wisdom comes from, that authenticity will ring a bell with so many people. So be honest, bring forth what's in you, acknowledge the fear, draw it, paint it, write it, whatever it is you do, because it can transform into something inspiring. Allow it to inspire you first. Ooh, that was loud. All right, Kyle, I hope that resonated with you. What a deck. I was so excited, and now I'm going to be working with this. I've had Osho Zen on my desk for like 3 weeks and working with it every day. Well, I'm transitioning to this one because what a fabulous deck. I give you many, many blessings, Kyle. Thank you so much. For some reason, I want to say happy birthday to you. I don't know why. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Let me know what you think. Let's engage in a conversation. I will see you next time. And until then, this is Luna. Blessed be.